What's cooking, Valhalla? Have you ever wondered whether it's better to farm online or use idle mode? Well, I'm here to clear that up today. Plus, share some extra tips that will definitely boost your grinding potential. Alright, let's kick things off with the biggest tip. Always choose auto grinding online over idle mode, especially if you have XP or gold buffs active, like the Mimir's Wisdom I got over here. In Odin Valhalla Rising, similar just like in Black Desert Mobile for those that have played, these boosts only work when you're actively grinding and not while on idle mode. I tested this myself on the same spot for an hour and saw a big difference. Auto grinding gave much more XP and gold, as you guys can see over here in the conversion image I just made. Now that we've talked about idle and online auto grinding, let's move on to choosing the best farming spot when there isn't much else to do in the game. Tip number 2. Always choose your farming spot wisely. If you can monitor your screen, prioritize areas where you can farm skill books or other important drops, especially if you're after specific skills. For example, as a warrior, I unlocked my first passive by getting the skill book from field mobs. Just open the map or check each skill to see which monsters drop what you need. If you're not aiming for a particular item and just want XP or gold, use the Odin's Valhalla Rising skill feature that shows how much XP and gold you're earning over time, something that Black Desert Mobile didn't have. Here's what I suggest. Pick a spot on the map and grind this for about 3 minutes with the save energy button, this button over here. Have the save energy mode on. If you don't use any potions, you can view your potions down here in that time. It means it's safe enough to leave your character grinding while AFK. Remember though, everyone has different combat power levels, so you will need to test spots first. And one last tip for choosing your farming spot. In my experience, the best areas are usually where you can kill monsters with 2 normal hits or 1 skill. This isn't always true, it depends on your class, but generally higher KPM, kills per minute, means better XP and gold gains. The faster you take down mobs, the more drops you will get. You also might wonder, why not just pick spots where you can one-shot everything? Sometimes those monsters respawn too slowly to keep up with your pace, so it doesn't actually boost your earnings. Also, tougher mobs that take 2 hits often drop better loot because they are in higher level areas. So what I'm suggesting over here, while you test at the top left gold and XP earned per minute, and at the same time down here the potion consumption, it's gonna be easier for you to actually decide which spot it's better in terms of XP and gold. Alright, let's move on tip number 3. Earlier I mentioned monitoring your screen while farming, but I don't mean you have to sit at your PC or phone the whole time. Maybe you're doing laundry or cooking while your character grinds, it doesn't matter. But if you actually have time to play actively, use it wisely. Instead of just farming on the field with your main character, log in with your alt characters and complete their daily dungeons or activities. In the long run, this will be much more rewarding than simply leaving one character grinding on fields. So my advice is, never go off farming if there are still tasks left for either your main or your alt characters, especially early in the game when those rewards matter the most. Of course, as you progress later on and outgrow some rewards, feel free to follow whatever pace suits you best. Don't stress yourself out trying to do everything. Now that we've covered the fundamentals of grinding, let's squeeze in a few extra tips. Not essential, but definitely good to know. First, before entering any dungeon, no matter which one, always set your character to auto grind in the open field. Why? When your dungeon time ends, for example after an hour in the gold dungeon, you will be teleported back to wherever you were before entering. If your character was already farming on auto outside the dungeon, they'll immediately continue grinding when they return. This way you don't lose out on even a single monster kill if you step away or fall asleep during that hour. Another handy tip inside dungeons, buy those teleportation scrolls from the shop. There are also blessed versions. This can save time by instantly moving you to clear areas within dungeons so you can start farming right away instead of walking around looking for mobs. It might only save 1 or 2 minutes, but sometimes those minutes mean snagging valuable rewards. One more thing, the North schedule feature will be added later and you won't need all those things, but it won't be very accessible for free-to-play players, at least yet. Here's another important tip, not directly about grinding, but still super helpful. I know I haven't had time to make videos on gems, gears or skills, yet at least, life gets busy, you know? So bear with me, those will come after release. For now, if you are free to play, spend your gems early on expanding your inventory slots instead of using them for gacha pulls. When you leave your character farming while you sleep or work, the last thing you want is to have your inventory fill up just in a couple of hours, as it happened here to me. That means lost loot and wasted grinding time. So my strong recommendation, invest as many gems as you can into expanding inventory space at the start. Trust me, I didn't spend money in Japan, and even then my inventory filled up fast when farming efficiently for several hours straight. As a final bonus tip about gear and enhancing, early on, craft items to fill any missing equipment slots, prioritize crafting green quality gear over white. For armor, aim to enhance everything up to +5, for accessories go up to +1. Don't try pushing past these levels at first, because there's a risk of breaking those items. By clicking the items you can view as well the safe enhance limit. For skills, upgrade each one just to +1 initially, since that's guaranteed success, and in the early game you won't have many skills anyway. Once everything is at +1, you can start focusing your resources on whichever upgrades will boost your efficiency most, up to around +7, as above there is a chance to also reduce the enhancement. Since I've tested all classes and their skill sets extensively, my advice is this: focus especially on upgrading your first skill. It usually has the lowest cooldown and maximizing its damage will really increase your DPS. Alright, that's a wrap up for today's video. I hope you found all those information useful. I'll be live on a release day, so stop by and say hi. Let's have some fun together. Also, huge thanks to everyone who has been tuning in recently, reaching out. Your support means a lot to me, and I really appreciate it, guys. I would never imagine. Thanks again for watching, and until next time, see ya!
So lean in, get comfortable, and let's unlock the secrets the top players don't want you to know.